Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion. Peace, family. It's your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. Once again, Drake has done something disappointing and annoying and really problematic. Earlier today, Drake posted on his Instagram stories a picture of Tory Lanez. Now, if y'all don't know Tory Lanez is the Toronto rapper, his fellow Canadian, who is currently serving 10 years in prison for allegedly, no, not allegedly, he's been convicted for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Now, a lot of people have come to Tory Lanez's defense, which is weird, because they wanted to believe that he wasn't guilty, that Megan was lying, that it was a frame up. And a lot of people relied on bad information, fake journalists, bad blogger information, falsified courtroom testimony, manufactured evidence to believe that somehow what was obvious wasn't true. And the obvious, again, is that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion. So it's no surprise that there are people on the internet who don't rock with Megan. And it's no surprise that there are people on the internet who still ride for Tory Lanez. Why? Because they are misogynistic. They have a commitment to believing women are lying about getting raped or getting abused or getting shot. And they resent women, all women, but especially Black women, for advocating for themselves. So they want to hide sometimes that misogyny by not dissing Megan anymore, but simply riding for Tory Lanez with no critique of his action, with no call for accountability or any of that. Now, there's a way that I expect that on the internet from a troll or from an incel or from somebody else who is unevolved in their thinking. But Drake jumps into the mix. Drake posts this image of Tory Lanez, and it's not just the image of Tory Lanez looking sad, looking pensive, or maybe just looking guilty. But he writes under it, 3U. Now, if you are old like me or out the mix, the word 3 means free. And it means free because 3 looks like an open pair of handcuffs. So he's saying, free you. Now, I'm all about yelling free people. I want to free all sorts of people. I want to free Leonard Peltier. I want to free Larry Hoover. I want to free Jeff Ford. I want to free Mumia. I want to free all kinds of political prisoners. I want to free people who got too long a sentence, people who got nonviolent drug offenses that's doing 1 trillion years when white people selling marijuana and making billions off of it legally now. I'm down for yelling free people. Look, I'm an abolitionist. I believe that the criminal legal system ain't the way to do any of this stuff. So if you say free them all, I'm good with it. This ain't about locking people up for me. But if the only person in your whole career you yelling liberate, if the only person whose freedom you calling for is Tory Lanez, not because you don't believe in prisons, but because you're trying to say he didn't do it, you're still trying to ride that he's innocent train, then that says something about you, man. And y'all might be like, you're reading too much into it. Nah, I'm not. And I'll tell you why I'm not. Remember the song Circo Loco?
This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. She don't even get the joke, but she's still smiling.
So he's dissing Meg Thee Stallion with a not so subtle jab, saying she's lying about getting shot. So from that moment on, it wasn't just about riding for his mans. Because again, you might have a homie that's guilty and you just want him free because you think it's too much time or because you just care about him. You don't care that he's guilty. Half the world yell, free my cousin this, free my homie that, knowing they're guilty. But he's trying to say Megan is lying. He's piling on the internet campaign of people saying that Megan Thee Stallion is the guilty person, not Tory Lanez. And if y'all remember, Megan clapped back on social media at the time. She said, since when TF, or when the fuck is it cool to joke about women getting shot? You niggas, especially rap niggas, are lame, ready to boycott about shoes and clothes, but dogpile on a Black woman when she said one of y'all homeboys abused her. So Megan spoke up for herself. She said, people attack me, y'all go up for it. I defend myself, now I'm doing too much. Every time it never ends, and this did not happen until I came out and said I got shot. Megan has made it very clear how she stands on this, and she's right. If Tory Lanez is just your mans, just don't say nothing. Or say, hey, I hope he comes home soon. But you diss Megan suggest she's lying, suggest Tory didn't do nothing, and now you're yelling free him. Again, not because you don't believe in the criminal legal system, but because you just want to, as she said, dogpile on a black woman who got shot by your homie. And how long y'all been homies? I remember when they were beefing. Canada's not big enough for the two of us type, cornball shit, right? Like, y'all were beefing. Y'all weren't even that tight. And the truth is, this isn't new for Drake either. Over the years, Drake has evolved into this kind of figure. Over the years, Drake has become somebody who is always writing raps that are misogynistic. Before it was, baby, you my everything, right? Like trying to be a lover boy, as I think Jamila Lemieux said, and others, trying to be somebody who was a heartthrob, trying to be somebody who had romantic feelings. People even teased him for being an emo rapper, saying he was too emotional. And that's actually, and I'm like, nah, let the boy have emotions. Let the brother have emotions. But over time, the raps get more and more hateful, more and more resentful, more and more misogynistic, more and more dismissive. And it's bad enough when it's abstract and when it's fictional. But now there's a real person who got shot and a real person who shot her. And you on the wrong side of this. And Drake, my brother, like, you're not just anybody. When you take the lead on this, you inspire tens of millions of people, literally tens of millions of people, to look at Meg the wrong way, to look at Tory the wrong way. You should be using your power for accountability. You should be using your talent and your reach to create restoration and healing and wholeness in our community, not beating up on a black woman who got shot. That ain't right. And the fact that you do it so subtly through the rap lyrics and through photos, you can't be held accountable. If you stood up and said, yo, Tory's innocent, Megan lied, then you'd be held accountable. Then you'd be questioned. Then you'd have to show evidence of that, but it ain't none because it's not true. But by doing it through these subtle jabs and this stuff, you get the world talking and you get to inspire misogyny and misogynoir, the hatred of black women in particular, with no accountability. And that's the wackest shit ever. So I can't say anything, but I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. And I hope more and more people, especially black men, stand up and defend Megan and critique Drake on this issue. That's my thought. All right, family, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you join the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. Also hit that like button. And if you're so inclined, hit the join button and become a member of the MLH official family. Peace.